Anyways, I got a lot of videos to upload. Hopefully this means that I'll stop doing so many StarCraft 2 videos soon and just upload 1 or 2 a day. But I've made so many that were so important that I had to upload them right away. Anyways, this is me beating an insane AI. If we look at the income rate, it's not even fair. Not even close. Of 7 harvesters. Oh, look, I have 150 more minerals than you per minute with the same amount of harvesters. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. The insane AI gets to cheat like that. As you can see, already throwing down that pylon. Boom! Mine, I'm waiting just a little bit longer. Yeah. Anyway, someone's chatting to me. You can ignore that. Sorry about all the noise that it makes though. And yeah, I'm going into this game pretty much. This is my 3rd attempt trying to beat Insane AI. I realize that normal build orders do not work against Insane AI because they rush you with such an army that you have no way of defending. So, cannons it is! Until I can fend them off. The whole key, Insane AI is actually pretty decent, except that they don't tech up properly, but they actually expand more than once. Hard AI or very hard, I think they only ever take their natural. I can't remember if they take a 3rd. They definitely don't take that many bases. Anyways, this is a very long game. Let's put it in ×2, fast forward, and let's put it on my camera view. Oh, that's sweet. It still shows, oh no, it just doesn't show everything. It shows what I'm scouting. As you can see, I just scouted, but there's really no point staying around and scouting too long because my scout will just die, and well, I know that they're going to get a big army and kill me anyways, so it doesn't matter. If we look at the army tab, oh, nothing happening yet. Okay, that's good. But if you look at that production tab, if we look at the, ooh, is there a way to bring up structures? Nope, there isn't. Too bad. Anyways, we will go back to everyone for now then. As you can see, he's already got 3 gateways out and an insane amount of pylons as he's just churning out these units. And the interesting thing about the Insane AI is they actually cheat. They have map hacks as well, so they really, as far as I understand, they know exactly where you are on the map. Like, I'm pretty sure, so that's why he's running away, is because my cannon's finished, and he can actually calculate in his head, oh, I will not win that battle. So he's running away as all my cannons are making, because usually I would have gotten rushed by them, but I got these early cannons, early cannons, early cannons, early cannons, can't stress that enough. Anyways, if we look, I'm delayed my gateway and my cybernetics core for all of that. As you can see, even my gas got delayed if you're paying attention, which probably you weren't because you're busy looking at what I was looking at. Anyways, let's go back to my camera view and let's see what I'm doing. You can keep your eye on the production tab and just note that he's building a lot of stuff still. If we go back to that income tab, it's actually not too bad anymore as, yeah, as he's on 1 base and I'm on 1 base. Yeah, he's like 300 minerals ahead of me and 150 gas ahead, but it's not, you know, it's not horrible, horrible, horrible. And of course, getting a Robobait, I know I'm going to want to get out that Observer. I know I'm going to want to get Colossi for sure. Even maybe an early Immortal, you know. So just relying on that wall of cannons, starting to finally get a couple of units out. But really right now, as you can see, I was waiting on that Robobait, so that's why I didn't macro up there. And yeah, definitely don't have enough gateways, so now I've got to build some more stuff. Got a gateway coming in, got that Robobait coming in, so that I can start building Colossi soon. Now sending out those scouts. Interestingly enough, yeah, he's going to attack right here, and we'll watch this battle play out. As you can see, these cannons just pay for themselves, and I mean they really pay for themselves. If we look at this units lost tab, I lost so little compared to him. Look at that. He's lost 2,800 resource worth of stuff. I lost 625 with like 1 stalker lost and some cannons lost. So that's really the only way you can survive that initial push. Of course, expanding right away because I killed such a huge army of his. I know it will have been pretty much his whole army, which, well, maybe it wasn't, or else he's just really, really good at remacroing. AI love to build warp prisms. I do not know why. They do absolutely nothing with them. 3 robos, absolutely nothing. So you can see some flaws in his build already. He's like, I'm going to build 3 robobays and then I'm not going to produce out of them. And does he have yeah, these are warp gates. Okay. So as you can see, cannoning up the front again. Cannons, cannons, cannons. I didn't rebuild any here. Starting to get those upgrades as well. And now the Colossi are coming out now that I can afford them. So definitely trying to get some macro up. If you look on the production tab here, you see I'm usually trying to have 2 workers producing at a time. So if we look at that income tab, now that he's got the 2nd base up and running, it's just unfair. This is like a Terran with mules. is what this is like, except that he also gets mules for gas. Like, seriously. One thing that's really, really interesting is, watch this. This army's going up there. Let's watch my cam. Oh, I just put a pylon over in those bushes. Wow. Is that good or what? Of course, some force fields keeping like 80% of his army trapped back there, because that is a huge motherfucking army. Thankfully for me, he does not target fire that colossi. And of course, I'm now retreating to those cannons, because those cannons will really, really pay for themselves. With 2 kills there, 1 kills, 2 kills, 2 kills, 2 kills, 3 kills now. So there we go, a lot of kills off those cannons. You can see they definitely paid for themselves. We look at that units lost tab. Once again, his units lost is easily almost quadruple mine. So as you can see, really when you've got this much income discrepancy, doesn't matter. He's sneaking this base, and I call it sneaking because you would think he would have expanded here or here. So yeah, and you're going to notice me soon start to do sort of some moving around. I'm going to kill these rocks because I was thinking maybe I won't take the gold first. Maybe I'll take that back when it seems a bit safer from all of his aggression. And as you can see, my observer scouting around down there, and BAM! I see that he has an expansion, so yeah, gotta go deal with that right away. The only thing I do a little bit wrong is I let my army get a little split up. I'll be careful of that. I'm not letting my army, and see, there we go, not enough force fields to deal with this. So now I'm just going to run away, get back here, and warp in a whole bunch of zealots right there. That's the great thing about warp gates is, you know, you can definitely have that panic attack last second. And as we can see, he's choosing not to follow me. So let's slow this down a little bit, and yeah, if we look at this, he's still got this big army in the field, but he's not teching up. He's just got those a ton of charge lots. He's got some sentries and so on. Really, really good on his macro. Like, holy crap, he's even grabbed another base. If we look at that income, 3,000 minerals. Completely unfair, but oh well. You know, that's the imbiness of playing against insane AI, is they cheat to be good. And here I just barely catch a glimpse of him moving that fog of war down there, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to move my army back. But don't have enough force fields, which sucks. It does delay most of his army. Then I realize, ooh, gotta get over to my cannons, and now I gotta move back Colossi so he can't target fire them or hit them, because I definitely don't want them going down, because they're gonna be the only thing that help me win the game. Warping a whole bunch of zealots right in here. As you can see, these cannons have a really good distraction. Oh, some of those were hallucinated. It was quite interesting. Okay, let's go back to the everyone cam for a little bit, as nothing too interesting going on. He's getting this base. I'm trying to make a counterattack. I know I want to take that out. When in reality it probably doesn't matter, because his income's so crazy that you know, it's more of a fact that he's just not producing enough to win this game. He's not just constantly producing units. This is a bit of a mistake here, having these units split up, so I regrouped them, because that's never really that much fun, having all of your units split up in such a way that it's easy for the enemy to attack. So regrouping. All of his probes going to hide up there. Is that my pylon or his? I don't know. Either way, taking out this nexus, because yeah, there's no army chasing me down right now. So of course trying to get my third base up, because my second's basically mined out. My third came pretty late. Would have liked to have had it a lot sooner, but I'm holding off, especially with that heavy colossi production. If we look at the income tab, it's finally become even, because this base currently does not have any mining at it, and this is the only mining base. And I'm on you know, a base and a tiny bit. So actually he has a bit here too. So anyways, as you can see, he's getting a ton of upgrades. All those warp prisms, hilarious why they scripted them to build warp prisms and then do nothing with them. It's like the funniest thing in the world. And of course, poor observer goes down. I was gonna get out of there, but I couldn't in time. He throws this back up. Silly me. Don't even notice. Don't even think about that. Damn it. Anyways, I'm really focusing on this macro right now. We're gonna go to my cam, and I'm just gonna basically watch the rest of the game from my cam, and we'll just sort of speed up and every now and again if we need to, as I just sort of want to show you. If we look at that APM, holy crap, look at the AI. They get the fun APM, even though they don't really, I don't know why it shows APM, but as we can see, basically 178 APM. Whoa, 600 and something, 800 APM. Yeah, they just spam APM somehow. And I see these out of the fog of war just barely, so that's, but I was already warping those sentries. Huge mistake. I lost a lot. I got force fields off before most of them died. Not that it really helps. But yeah, here we go. Another big engage. You can see having a bit of an APM spike there myself. Not 600 and something though. And as you can see, my average APM is sitting, you know, when there's nothing too busy going on, it'll be down to around the 40 mark. 60 mark is sort of, you know, there's something going on. 120 is sort of where I top out a lot of times. So Okay, let's go back to that production tab. As we can see, okay, let's go back to that income tab. Ever so interesting income tab. Yeah. always going to be in his favor. But as you can see, basically I'm just doing what I can now to warp in units, use those colossi extremely efficiently, and do, and just really try hard. Producing those colossi, of course, that's going to be key. I'm overproducing colossi, but I think that's really what's going to help me win the game, so that's what I do. And yeah, they're pretty damn awesome. Like, some people say stop when you have 6, and I was like, nah, I'm going to stop when I have like 10 or something like that. I've got 2 colossi sitting down here. We'll notice them in a bit. I don't know exactly when though. Left them there for quite a while. And just a moment of rest as I scout to see how many more expansions he has taken. Of course, trying to throw down at that base, and preferably some cannons, so that he can't keep rebuilding there. Sadly for me, he brings in some army. I'm a little distracted. Looked over there, didn't see it, and I was like, I was going to build next, and then that probe gets taken out. It's the one that was going to go build that nexus. It's like, I need my gold now. I really need to be getting another base up. As you can see, warp chain of zealots there. And you can also see I really don't have enough warp gates. Actually, maybe I do. Yeah, there we go. I have 6 warp gates, not a ton amount, not a huge amount, but it's okay, I guess. As you can see, working really hard on getting all of those upgrades as well. Definitely frantically going around. As you can see, my APM's sitting at a pretty, it's definitely sitting above 60 the majority of the time right now. Oh, maybe not. I just lied. Anyways, it was pretty much sitting above 60. You can see a lot more colossi coming out. Awesome colossi. If we look at these colossi, 2 and 2. So basically their armor is 3, and they do 19 damage times 2, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, as we can see, focusing on my macro, not too worried about losing this battle. I had a feeling that he wouldn't have many units there. And thankfully for me, he does not, because really, that's the biggest problem with, there's always something you can abuse about, like, the very hard or the insane. When I'm playing very hard AI, you can always abuse the fact that after their first attack, they pretty much peter out and they never go past 2 base. Insane AI, you can abuse the fact that they really don't build enough production facilities. And as long as you let yourself mass up the bigger army that just raffle stomps theirs and needs less units to be replaced each time, or just have way more production, you're gonna do okay. As you can see, there's a couple of cannons up here doing their job, keeping that defended. And look at these probes, they don't know what to do. If we look at that APM spiking up as he's trying to micro those probes like crazy. Look at that, like 1,000 clicks per second, sending them, stutter, step. That's basically what they're doing, is stutter step as far as I'm concerned. As you can see, a ton of working on those ground upgrades as much as possible, building some more cannons apparently, and now I'm finally, there we go, to defend the gold. That just buys me time to get back to the gold with my army. That's why the cannon's there. As you can see, building a lot more production facilities. I really don't have enough. Getting a whole bunch of work gold. Gold is worth more than normal minerals, so going straight there. Yeah, as we can see, a big army's coming up there to take that out, and I really want to stop that, so I warp in zealots, but I was like, yeah, I can't that on. So bringing my whole army back, just have these zealots here. I guess there's sort of like delay, sort of like those cannons. Putting down some more pylons for those cannons, because I realize, oh my god, I have 1 pylon powering all of that. So yeah, there we go. Actually, it's pretty cool the way that works out. Anyways, let's watch this battle in all of its epic glory, and of course I'm pretty sure that I am winning this battle, so I'm just moving away and focusing on turning these into warp gates, building some more stuff, checking if I need to build any more upgrades, boosting, but there we go, now it started. And yeah, just working on my in-base macro and production. I was pretty comfortable. I had that battle won, as you can see. Still haven't even looked back at months. There we go, now I look back at it, see, huge army survives, warp in some sentries, because why not, I don't know. I just do, thinking that maybe I'll use those force fields, maybe, just maybe. And yeah, as you can see, really working on getting those upgrades done, because now we're that late in the game that really it's going to be upgrades that make or break the efficiency. If we look at the units lost tab, we can see I've only lost 10,000 units to his 38,500. Quite amusing. Yeah, of course I saw a little blue on my minimap. That's why I moved my army back. I wanted to see what there. It just turned out to be an observer. My Vespian guys is just finished, so I'm going to move those workers probably over to the gold there. You can ignore this mouse. It's not actually what's going on. I'll move it somewhere so it's not in the way. Yeah, and this is already a pretty long game, but this is me beating Insane AI. Now we're just going to go on ×2. We're going to put it back on everyone cam. Let's bring back up everything else. And as you'll see, just start raffle stomping right through here. Not too worried. These zealots, they do a bunch of wonders on their own. It's really funny. Like, I didn't even, I've been boxing an A move at this point because I sort of know that I can just don't have to win these battles. So these zealots do a lot for just hanging about there. Yeah, killing off these buildings, all of his production. I know that he has this base. Do I actually have vision of that? No, I don't, but I know he has it. And yeah, putting in some proxy pylons, even though I'm 200 now, and the game is won. There's really nothing else that he can do because, well, let's face it, I have a 200. If we look at the income tab, you can see that I'm at 76 harvesters, topped out around there. That's what I like to say a lot of the times, is top out around that 75 mark once you get into late game. You really don't want to get above that 75 mark because it starts hurting your economy. If you are above that 75 mark, you really need to go and kill some off before there's going to be a big battle. And I'm ruthless. I do not accept his surrender, and I kill him by destroying every single last building because I want to do that after how much frickin' trouble this guy gave me. As you can see, there you go. That is beating Insane AI. There might be a better way, but hell, it's pretty damn hard. You just gotta turtle up at the beginning and then just outproduce them. You can't really out macro them, but you just outproduce them. So it's a form of macro producing your army. So yeah, well, that was quite the adventure, and there you guys go.